Hey VC, what's going on? Sean here with Sean's Music Corner. It's been a little while since my last video. I know I said I was going to do another update, so that's what this is going to be. I know I had talked, I had a blues update to do, so this will be that. This update is strictly blues, so like I said, I pulled the other stuff that I had to show for the last video. Sorry about that. And I had enough blues stuff basically to run a second video. So as I talked before, and I've done before like a blues update, at times it's probably my favorite genre, and at times it probably just falls to like second. Like the 90s alternative stuff, just because I was kind of coming up, you know, pre-teen, teenage years for all that. So right as you're kind of developing, you know, your musical taste. So that's always going to happen. But the blues I got into, like, I don't know, I was probably like 18, 19 years old. A guy I worked with when I was not long out of high school. He was an older guy, and he got me into listening to blues. So been hooked since, like I said, that's 20 some years now. So definitely that's a big focus for my collection this year is blues. I really didn't buy much last year in blues. I still have a pretty good blues CD collection, so I was always kind of going back to that. And obviously listen, you know, I keep my CDs because I like to listen to it in the car. You know, yeah, I could put stuff on streaming or whatever, but I just like popping in an album, listening to it. Normally listen to it a couple times before I change. So, all right, so enough rambling. We'll get into the vinyl. Those first two I just picked up last weekend at my local store here, Crown Point Records. First up, we got Sun Seals, Midnight Sun. This is his second album. Alligator Records, right there. Really good album. Not as strong as the Sun Seals Blues Band album that came out in, I want to say like 70 maybe. This is 76, I believe. Yeah, 76. On that classic Alligator Records label. Not, you know, this copy had some beat up shrink wrap on it that I took off. But I would say a strong VG plus. Both, you know, cover got a little wear here and there, and the vinyl's, you know, VG plus easily. And for $10, you know, I wasn't gonna pass it up. Like I said, not as familiar with this one obviously as his debut, but yeah, it was good. Good album to pick up. So definitely been enjoying this one. This next one was a blind buy. Like I said, same store, same price. This is it says Blues Makers, you know, up top there. Blues with a Feeling, George Smith, the Chicago Blues Band, a tribute to Little Walter. It's a promo copy, just stamped. This is on that World Pacific label, part of Liberty Records. Same thing, you know, VG plus copy. But man, this has just an all-star cast of people on it. Let's see, where did it go? I was just looking at it and seeing who everyone that played. Oh, so you got George Smith. He does the vocals and harmonica, and he has a great voice. Like I said, I'm going to look for more of his stuff. But Otis Spann on piano, Muddy Waters is on guitar on some albums, Lawrence Little Sonny on bass, and S.P. Leary on drums. And then some of the stuff, you know, it changes around personnel a little bit. Luther Johnson is on guitar on one song, I think, maybe. Marshall Hooks is on guitar on another. Luther, you know, but really good. And it's got, you know, all the stuff. My Babe, Mellow Down Easy, Tell Me Mama, Key to the Highway, you know, all of Little Walter's hits. Like I said, this is excellent. Never heard of George Smith, but I'm definitely going to, like I said, track down more of his stuff. I really enjoyed it. This was album I picked up a little bit ago, the James Cotton Chicago Sessions. This was an RSD Black Friday or RSD release from last year. Um, Good stuff. But two completely different contrasting styles. Um, so the what is it? The first session, I believe, side A. That's the stuff that has like Paul Butterfield with them, very classic Chicago blues style, and side B, um, more the like big band blues ensemble he would also perform with, a little more horn based and stuff like that. Not as big of a fan of that side, but I mean, for like $20, I figured they give it a shot. You know, it's good. Uh, these next three, um, were all sealed. These were all recent, like reissues. Uh, Lightning Hopkins, Lightning and the Blues. Uh, this is Herald Records 1012. This is a mono reissue from like 2012. Nice glossy jacket. Album, the record is quiet. This was $15 sealed. Like, I couldn't beat that. Sorry for the glare, but this is, I mean, I know there's like an audiophile reissue of this out, but it's like $40, $45. This sounds absolutely amazing. $15. Um, Definitely adding a little bit more Lightning Hopkins to my collection, as you will see also with this next one. Lightning Hopkins, what is it? Freeform Patterns. It's a comp. This is international artist, Charlie Records. Um, just this kind of green international artist label. Just really good stuff. Uh, just like I said, been getting into Lightning a bit more. He was one of those artists like I was familiar with. I just didn't listen to a lot, and the more I've been kind of he I have him on a bunch of like comp CDs, so I was really digging the stuff I heard. So went out and started looking for a few more of his records. It's a great picture of him right there. I like that one. Excuse me real quick. I need a drink. Water. This next one, same thing. It was sealed record. Got it for $15, as you can see. But John Lee Hooker, the I'm John Lee Hooker album. BJ Records. Like I said, this is recent reissue. It's got that like brownish red BJ label. This is really good too. Like I said, whoever did these reissues, they sound great. Like I said, because this is more of a recent reissue, maybe 2000 something. But I found it at a shop here in Indiana. I don't go too much. This and that First Lightning Hopkins Region Records over in Highland, Indiana. It's a chaotic store. I mean, it's got a ton of equipment in there: speakers, tape decks, CD players, turntables, all sorts of shit. They got a guy in there normally doing stereo repair, but the organization is just all over the place. I mean, it's basically like I take it like going and like digging at like a record show, with like boxes that aren't marked the best. Like that's how I look at his shop. Now you can find some really good deals. It's like I said, I found this, the Lightning Hopkins. Um, but it is one of those shops I don't hit a lot, but I have come out with some really good stuff there for some really good prices. So it's one of those, if you have the time, you have the patience, you're in that area, Highland, Indiana, Northwest Indiana, right out, like 30 minutes from Chicago. It's a good record store to hit. Now, if you're making that, trip, whatever, you hit, multiple stores, S&J Stereo in Griffith, um, Tom Lounge's Record Bin in Hobart, Crown Point Records here in Crown Point. Like, it's worth it. You can find some good stuff. So, next, I think it's these next, like these next three I got at the Chicagoland Record Show, and then one store in Chicago. I just happened to hit on my way back to Indiana. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. It's been a long week at work, so I was. But this next record has eluded me in seeing it even physically very much. It's probably only like the third time I saw it. And that's Luther Georgia Boy Snake Johnson, the Muddy Waters Blues Band. So he played in Muddy Waters Blues Band, so this is him backed up by the band. Side 2 presents Mojo Buford with Muddy Waters Blues Band. So this is really good. And it's probably a VG to VG plus copy. And I seen at that record show, guy wanted like $25. Like, hey, you take 20? He said, yeah. So it's got like this glossy cover. It's peeling a little here. Right here. Not bad, but a couple, bent corners a little and creasing. This is on Douglas Records, this metallic silver label. Really good stuff. Like I said, it's eluded me, and for $20, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna pass it up. So definitely good. If you dig that Chicago blues sound, which, like I said, I love it. This is definitely a great record to keep an eye out for if you can find it. Chicken Shack is really good on here. Mini Dress, Watchdog, Mud in Your Ear. Those are some standouts for me. This next one, this did come from a store. This is a little bit later, well, like an early reissue of it, I should say. That's the Climax Chicago Blues Band, also known as Climax Blues Band. This is their debut. Parlophone Records, EMI. Just a great blues-based rock album, blues album, however you want to put it. It's on that black Parlophone EMI label. Just sounds great. This is another one. There is like a recent reissue from a couple years ago, and I was going to get a copy, and then next thing you know, I couldn't find one anywhere, even online. And so I just happened to be looking on Dusty Groove's website. I seen they had this and a couple other things that were on the site that I was interested in. And by the time I got to the store, because I checked it early in that morning, drove up to the record store, some of the stuff had sold that I was also interested in, but was still able to get this. Sounds amazing. This is one of those, if you like Paul Butterfield and stuff, you'll like this. I think it has that same type of sound, but maybe leaning a little more later 60s blues rock sound, because this was 68. Yeah, recorded in 68. Looks like released in 69. So, like I said, Climax Chicago Blues Band. This is one He had a couple other things too. This next to the record I'm going to show you. This guy had a few other nice sealed records, um, and even some stuff that I have copies of. Not this same pressing. So I was real hesitant. I'm like, God, I really don't want to spend money on doubling up. So I didn't, but I did pick up this one. Uh, this is Going Back Acoustic, Buddy Guy, Junior Wells, Pure Pleasure, analog, uh, limited edition copies. I love this. This just sounds amazing. Um, and $25 for a Pure Pleasure record. I couldn't pass it up. I mean, the only better deal I've gotten one Crown Point Records, I got the Mississippi Fred McDowell uh, Pure Pleasure record, and I think I paid like $15 for it, maybe 20. Sounds amazing. So does this. He had the Blues Jam in Chicago, so the Fleetwood Mac with all the blues artists from Chicago. He had Otis Spann, um, biggest thing since Colossus, uh, Pure Pleasure. Now, that wasn't a bad price, but I have a Music on Vinyl copy that sounds absolutely amazing as well. So I was like, like I said, I didn't want to spend the money on it. Same with, I have some decent Blues Jam in Chicago's from Endless Happiness, a reissue that came out probably 2 years ago, um, and they sound really good. Do they sound as good as this one? You know, the Pure Pleasure one, probably not. But for I think it was $45 for the double record. I was like, I got something that sounds really good. So, but this is something I seen, like I said, and didn't have it, but they do Boogie Chillin' by John Lee Hooker, In the Mood by him, Don't Leave Me, which is a Buddy Guy song, Give Me My Coat and Shoes, same thing, medley, Baby What You Want Me to Do, That's Alright, which is Jimmy Reed, um, Big Boat, uh, that's a Wells song, uh, My Home in the Delta, Morgan Field song, so really good stuff. And we have one more. This is a recent reissue, and that's the London Howlin' Wolf Sessions. Love this album. Had it on CD forever. Great gatefold. This is from Trading Places record label. I'm not familiar with them, but it sounds great. This is the same copy that Analog Productions has for sale on their website. So I imagine it's not a horrible pressing. I mean, I'm pretty sure, but like I said, mine sounds good, so I wouldn't think it's some just cheap knockoff thing. But there's not much you can really say with this. I mean, Howlin' Wolf, Eric Clapton, Steve Winwood, Bill Wyman, Charlie Watts. Just a great album. I loved this kind of resurgence. I do need to get the Muddy Waters London Sessions. The Chuck Berry ones, and waiting to see if they're going to reissue the Bo Diddley one. I think the last pressing that had is like 1980 something. So that is my blues vinyl update. Like I said, that's a major focus of mine this year. I hope to add, throughout the year, a good 50, to 100 blues records. It's kind of my goal. I am pretty selective, especially on condition, stuff like that. So, I don't just get everything that, oh, I want that. There's a lot of things I wanted that I've seen and I've just passed because condition versus price has not been where I wanted it. So until next time, guys, keep spinning. And like I said, hopefully I had some more stuff. I have some more to show you. Like I said, I've really been digging the blues lately. Until next time.